Alrighty. Hi there, this is the walkthrough video for Wednesday. I have to move my cursor. It does say 917. Good job. In Try One Week 7, we are back to your yellow bell work. You need a lab notebook, and your electronic devices are going to go all the way away. So we're going to talk about eukaryotic cells today and where two particular organelles came from. They have blank-bound organelles, and mitochondria and chloroplasts have double blanks. It might help you to know the blank is the same word. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how eukaryotic cells came to be. There is a lot of evidence to support this theory. It is really exciting to think about how, even though we couldn't be in a place as biologists many, many years ago, there's evidence today that helps us understand what things were like in the past. So today we're going to talk about endosymbiosis and the origins of cell compartmentalization. Remember, symbiosis is when organisms are working together. Now, technically, that term is sometimes for negative things, but we think of symbiosis in everyday English as something where both, it's mutualism, both are benefiting. Endo means inside, so symbiosis from inside, and the origins of cell compartmentalization. After you do today's activity, I'm going to ask in class, even if you're not quite done with the activity, that you take the topic questions quiz on AP Classroom, the origins of cell compartmentalization quiz. Now, just a reminder, your September, just a reminder, I need to learn how to speak again. I had a great time yesterday. Thank you, healthcare. Your September field experience is due on the 30th. That is also the anticipated date of the exam. So I strongly suggest that you work on the field experience this week. I know it's going to be really hot outside, so please bring water, wear sunscreen. But if you can get it done this week, you're going to have a lot more flexibility for studying next week and won't have to worry about making that happen. The Unit 2 exam is anticipated Tuesday, the 30th. Test corrections open for multiple choice, and we're going to do the FRQ soon. Next week, we are going to run a required lab, which is two required labs, one about cell size and one about water coming in and out of cells, but we will finish with content by this Friday. So all of the rest of it will be experiences to help solidify your learning and give you some real world experience. The Unit 2 multiple choice progress check opens this Monday. Just a reminder, there is a Canvas part and there's an AP Classroom part, and you have to do the AP Classroom part first. So it's not just, the assignment even says on AP Classroom, and there are instructions about it. So make sure that happens for you. Again, it's going to open this Monday, typically the week before our exam. Okay, so it's time to sign up for dual enrollment. I made this post on Parent Square. If you get a digest, you'll get it tonight and your folks will get it. We now know how to sign up for free dual enrollment college credit. I made a little video. It is now processed, so it won't look quite like this. Registration is due a week from today, and all the instructions you need are at Abigail's Google Doc registration. Abigail's doing such a good job of providing really helpful resources. Abigail also made the resume template that you took a look at. That's such a helpful tool. Thrilling it. So I think the registration guide is going to be more useful for you than the video playlist, but if you need somebody to give you all of the details, they are there as well. And there are instructions here on finding our dual enrollment course. Just a reminder, if you're going to need your social security number, and if you don't have a social, no big deal. Just let me know. There are a couple extra verification steps that Abigail needs to do. And needs to do it this week. So even if you talked to me last week, I'm going to write it down to make sure that we connect you to Abigail about that. So such a cool opportunity. Let me know if you have any questions. It really is lovely. So today we're going to think about where eukaryotic cells came from. We are going to talk a little bit about compartmentalization again, and then you're going to think about the endosymbiotic theory. So here's the endosymbiotic theory, this idea that there was a proto-eukaryotic cell and that there were these membrane-bound organelles and that cells ended up, taking these and consuming bacteria that had certain features, like aerobic bacteria that evolved into mitochondria and photosynthetic bacteria that evolved into chloroplasts. You are going to know so much more about mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, and chloroplasts, where photosynthesis comes from in plants. But for now, this is what you need to know. We're going to learn so much more about them in Unit 3. So as we're thinking about today's assignment, sorry, I'm still learning how to do this properly. So here's today's assignment. You are going to watch the video on AP Classroom. If you're having trouble, it's 2.10 now. Wait, can I double check? Yes, you can't see it. It's 2.10. So you're going to think about whether or not the cell has a cell membrane, how DNA is organized in the cell, and whether or not they're membrane-bound organelles. And then just a little reminder about what those are. We even say it, so you can just copy that again. Here's another picture of that endosymbiotic theory for your records. And then I gave you quite a few different pieces of information down here. They are all true. So what you're going to do is think about claim, evidence, and reasoning. Remember, a claim answers a question. Evidence consists of facts about real life, and justification is a combination of common sense explaining and science ideas. You're linking the evidence and how you're arriving at the answer. So you can see there are a lot of them here. They go all the way to N, and you might have some repetitive answers. That's okay too, but you're going to use these to practice learning and working with how we know what mitochondria and chloroplasts used to be, and also how did eukaryotic cells come to contain these membrane-bound endosymbiotic organelles. If it's tricky, come to Panther Plus. If you were absent, I am happy to help you. It'll be great. And then there's a cool down for today, and it is, what is one piece of evidence that mitochondria and chloroplasts evolve from once free-living prokaryotics? I made it the announcements by like 15 seconds. All right, my friends, see you later. Take care.